My cats talked to me and they told me I had to build them their own house. After I finished the structure, they told me that it was okay, but they wished it was bigger. Which is crazy because it already takes up half of my apartment. They had me start on the living room and they gave me precise instructions on what they wanted in the design of the living room. And of course, they picked all the most expensive things and they didn't even care about the budget I set out. I'm just hoping that they're really happy with what I created for them. And of course, I had to slip in a white paw to put them in a better mood so that maybe they'd like it even better. Nico told me that I did a great job on the living room, but Leo was really looking through, inspecting every single nook and cranny. And he even was trying to tell me what to put in the next room. I found Nico sleeping in my bed, so I worked on his room next. And he ended up picking this blue sky wallpaper, which I think is gonna look really good. Nico wasn't saying anything to me, but I could just tell he was really grateful that I was working on his room. I kind of went against Nico's wishes by going with this white floor, and I really hope that it pans out and he's surprised. Leo also told me he wanted pictures of himself in the living room, so I added those as well. And then Nico came in to inspect. At first he went right by the pictures, but then he did end up checking them out and he gave me the thumbs up. Then Nico checked out his room and he absolutely loved it. He went right into his bed and told me he wanted some privacy. Look how cute he is. Leo came into Nico's room and he was furious I didn't make a room for him, so I started on his right away. And for Leo's room, we went with nature vibes because Leo's a catnip fanatic. He even has a trophy. And to put him in a good mood, we had to throw some catnip in there. Leo came to check out his room and Nico was furious. Couldn't tell if Leo liked his room, but he went straight for the catnip. And eventually I did calm Nico down because I told him I was going to do something really special for him. Here's an overview of the cat's house. Now let's work on the curb appeal. Cats both love outside, so we went with the outdoor vibes for the outside as well, and we added some windows and some stone. I really hope the cats use the chair. The cats told me that if I didn't add a bathroom, they were going to pee all over my apartment, so I got a bathroom in real quick. I put some litter in the cat's toilet, and not 2 seconds later, Nico started going to the bathroom. He literally potty trained himself. After talking to Nico and Leo, they said their house was lacking a lot of details, so we went to Five Below and spent a lot of money. But we found some really cool stuff. Nico said that all of his friends had a Catbook Pro, so I had to get him one so that he could be cool too. Honestly, it was really expensive, but it was worth it because Nico was doing a lot of work. Sometimes I wake Nico up, so he made me get this sign. And he also loves boba. Added some extra catnip to Leo's room, and Nico started eating it, and Leo was furious. But he got over it. I tried to work as fast as possible because the cats told me the construction was negatively impacting their lives. I guess Nico wanted to get some work done or whatever. Cats also told me that I needed to clean their bathroom. I guess they think I'm their maid. This last room, the cats had a really special request. They wanted me to bring the outside inside. I'm probably gonna really regret this, but that's exactly what we did. Made them a mud room, which is just dirt on the floor that they can play in. And honestly, it was so cute watching them play in the mud. Even Leo was having a good time. But then the cats started peeing everywhere. Nico was mad about this, but we had to take the room out. And obviously, I couldn't just take the room out, so I had to appease the cats with a playroom. At first, it was hilarious because Nico was scared of the balls. But then he grew to love them, and we had a lot of fun playing in his playroom. My cats are getting an apartment the size of this room. I went to Home Depot to get some material and I went with cardboard. It costs over $60. And of course, Nico made sure I got enough material. Then he told me I had to get to work because I had to finish it by the end of the day. And I didn't really want to figure out what would happen if I didn't, so I worked as fast as possible. And I thought I was moving pretty fast, but Nico was already getting annoyed. So I had to calm him down and let him know that I would get it done on time. Sometimes I wish he was more chill like Leo is. We were working so fast on this apartment that I could even build them another one by the end of the day. To finish the structure, all we had to do was cut out the door so the cats could go from room to room. This is what the finished structure looks like. Now it's time to show Nico and get some feedback. And I really hope that he doesn't tear me a new one. Based on his initial reaction, it looks like he was really excited and really happy with the work that I did. He gave me some feedback and said that I was ready to work on the interior. Then I had Leo check it out and he really didn't have too much feedback. He said he'll be back when there's more progress. Now all that's left to do is to measure and order all the stuff for the interior. What should I make this spare room? If you saw my last video, you know I built my cats their own apartment. Today we're working on the living room. I dropped over $300 on Amazon. Both of the cats absolutely love outside, so we went with more of a naturey vibe for the wallpaper in the living room. I'm really hoping that they don't attack the wallpaper because it has birds on it. To make the wallpaper more flat, I took all the walls out, laid them on the ground, and when I was done, I just had to put them back. Look how patient the cats are being while they wait. I doubt it will last. Not sure if you know this, but cats absolutely love cucumbers. I just figured that out today, so we did a cucumber accent wall. I really wanted the wallpaper wallpaper to pop, so I went with a light gray wood floor, and this is what it looked like. It looked pretty good. Nico was starting to get impatient, so we had to finish up and add all the final touches. You might be wondering how I knew exactly what the cats wanted in their living room, and I knew because they provided me with a wish list. As soon as I opened the door, Nico came running in, and he thanked me right away. He also thought the couch looked slick. I was really excited because even Leo came to check out the living room, and he did a full walkthrough and told me he was very impressed. The living room was definitely a success. What room should I work on next? I couldn't believe what I walked into when I opened my door. My cat stole my bed, so the only thing I could do was build him an entire apartment. Since he stole my bed, I'm building his room today, and he chose the blue sky for the walls, which makes sense because he loves outside. Nico's the most impatient cat, so I worked as fast as possible to complete his room. Usually I have to lock him out of the room while I'm working, but he was being such a good boy, and he told me so far I was doing such a great job on his apartment. I went with this white wood floor because it kind of matches the clouds on the wallpaper. I was able to finish in record time. Nico told me he wanted his mugshot in the room because it made girls go wild. I didn't really want that life for him, but there's nothing I can do because he's old enough to make his own decision. The living room looked pretty bland, so I added a bunch of different decorations. Here's the updated living room. I hope Nico likes it. Now it's time to show Nico his new bedroom. He was so excited and came running into his apartment, and I was actually a little surprised because he noticed the new pictures right away. Now it was time for Nico to check out his new room. First he didn't look like he was too impressed, but then he started sucking on my fingers, which means he loves it. I hope Leo didn't feel left out. Should I build Leo's room next? I built my cats their own apartment, and I'm wondering if I should charge rent. The apartment includes 5 rooms, but so far all we've finished is the living room and Nico's room. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but Nico's actually scared of the dark and made me add a nightlight. He might be the most spoiled cat in the world, but at least he's grateful. Leo checked out Nico's room and stormed off because I didn't make him a room first. So we're working on Leo's room now. And Leo's quite the catnip fanatic, so we're going with the super naturey chill vibe. And the bamboo looks amazing. Leo didn't really give me that much to go off in terms of designs, but I picked all of his favorite possessions for his room. And of course we had to throw some catnip in there. I can't wait to see how Leo reacts to his room. He had trouble finding it first and Nico judged him hard. While he finds his way over, this is the completed room. Leo still didn't find his way over, but he was admiring the living room and he told me that he loved it. About half an hour later, Leo finally found his room and I had to lure him there with food. I think he had munchies. A lot of you are probably wondering if the cats use the apartment, and they do. They love it. Here's a quick walk through the apartment. We have the living room, Nico's room, and now Leo's room. What room do you think we should work on next? I couldn't believe what I saw when I went in my room. Nico was taking a nap in his bed. If you've been following along, you know I built my cats an apartment. And my cats actually designed it. The cats told me they were disappointed in the curb appeal, so we're gonna update the exterior. For most of the apartment, we've been doing outdoorsy vibes, so we're gonna stick with that. One of the cats' favorite things in the world is natural light, so we're gonna add plenty of windows, which also allows me to spy on the cats. And you have to promise not to tell them I'm spying on them. Going with a cobblestone pathway to match the exterior. The cats didn't have anywhere to go to the bathroom, so we have to finish the bathroom. For some reason, this pea yellow wasn't doing it for me, so I decided to add a cat accent wall. The cats really had to go to the bathroom, so I didn't have any time to add any decorations. I really hope the cats actually used the toilet. And for some reason, Nico was attacking the toilet. I don't know if there was a mouse in there. Then it looked like Nico was actually going to use the toilet, but then he started making a huge mess again. Maybe I should give him some privacy. I really want to do something special for the last room to make my cats happy, but I just don't know what to do. I built my cats the first ever cat apartment, and they absolutely love it. We're still working on setting boundaries. We've made a lot of great progress on the apartment, but I wanted to add some final details to make it even better. The goal is to make it like an actual apartment and make it as functional as possible. I was really surprised by how much cool stuff we found. As soon as I brought the stuff in, Nico tried to get into it. Nico was telling me that he needed to get some work done, so I got him a Catbook Pro. And as soon as I got it all set up, Nico got right to work. Who knows, he might even be able to pay some rent someday if he makes some money. He said I was disturbing him while he was trying to work, so I finished setting up the apartment. After a few hours of working straight, Nico wanted to just relax, so he had some catnip. Leo was pretty mad he was hogging it, but then Leo got his turn as well. The cats kept distracting me, but eventually they did let me finish setting up their apartment. Then Nico broke his Catbook Pro. I wish we had Capple Care. Of course, Nico had to do an inspection of the apartment, and he told me he loved it. Leo, on the other hand, said it was okay. Here's what the updated cat apartment looks like. For a second, I thought an intruder broke into the apartment, but it was just Nico, and he got some more work done. Now all we have to do is finish the last room. Comment what you think we should make it. I built my cats an apartment, and apparently Nico potty trained himself. Here's proof if you didn't believe me. Now Leo just has to learn. He was upset I still didn't clean it. Today we're working on the final room of the cat's apartment, and we're doing something insane. And Nico's getting impatient already. For this room, we're actually bringing the outside inside because the cats absolutely absolutely love outside. One of Nico's favorite things to do is to play in the dirt, so we're making a mud room, which could be a really bad idea. Time to show the cat.
Nico, do you want to go in your apartment?
I didn't really know what to expect. I hope that Nico likes it. At first, I couldn't tell if he liked it or if he was just acting like it so he didn't hurt my feelings, but he told me he loved it. Even Leo was having fun playing in the dirt. Then, of course, Leo got scared for no reason. One of Nico's favorite things to do as well is to play, so I started throwing his toy and I even tried to bury it, but he didn't want to play with it. He'd rather play with a stick. Watching Nico play in his new mudroom made me feel so happy. He was having so much fun. But then he started peeing in the dirt. So now we have to change the room, and Nico was not happy about it. I built my cats their own house, and what's surprising is they used the whole thing, even the toilet. I saw this viral catnip thing on TikTok and Leo loves it. And Nico even has his own home office. For some reason, he won't let Leo get any work done. So Leo usually spends most of his time hanging out on the couch. And I have no idea why Nico's hanging out in the bathroom. It's kind of gross. One of the coolest things about the house is there was actually a mudroom that the cats could play in, but then Leo peed in it, so we had to get rid of it. Which is kind of a relief because it was tracking mud all over my house. The cats told me since we got rid of it, we had to make them a ball playpen. And at first, Nico was terrified when he popped the ball. And I don't know if most cats do this, but Nico was actually playing catch with me. We did this for like 10 minutes straight. It was so adorable. I tried to get Leo to play with the balls, but he really didn't want to. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I was having as much fun as Nico. Then the cutest thing happened. Nico bit into the ball again and he got terrified and jumped up. And I think Nico thought he was playing with me because he was trying to take the ball away and run away. Then something really cool happened. I threw the ball and Nico played fetch with me. What else should I add to the cat house? I built my cats their own house. And what's surprising is they used the whole thing, even the toilet. I saw this viral catnip thing on TikTok and Leo loves it. And Nico even has his own home office. For some reason, he won't let Leo get any work done. So Leo usually spends most of his time hanging out on the couch. And I have no idea why Nico's hanging out in the bathroom. It's kind of gross. One of the coolest things about the house is there was actually a mudroom that the cats could play in, but then Leo peed in it, so we had to get rid of it. Which is kind of a relief because it was tracking mud all over my house. The cats told me since we got rid of it, we had to make them a ball playpen. And at first, Nico was terrified when he popped the ball. And I don't know if most cats do this, but Nico was actually playing catch with me. We did this for like 10 minutes straight. It was so adorable. I tried to get Leo to play with the balls, but he really didn't want to. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I was having as much fun as Nico. Then the cutest thing happened. Nico bit into the ball again and he got terrified and jumped up. And I think Nico thought he was playing with me because he was trying to take the ball away and run away. Then something really cool happened. I threw the ball and Nico played fetch with me. What else should I add to the cat house? TikTok told me that cats are terrified of these balls. So I'm gonna try it out on both of my cats, and Leo was scared, but that doesn't count. He's literally scared of life. So it's basically up to Nico to decide if TikTok's telling the truth or lying. And it looked like TikTok was lying, but then Nico got scared of the ball. But he ended up going back to the ball, so I don't think he's really scared. Then I tried to take the ball from him, but he wouldn't give it to me, and he was just walking around his entire house with it.
Do you like playing with the balls? Yeah?
I really wanted to give TikTok a chance because it seems like I'm always catching it lying. And I even started throwing balls at Nico and he still wasn't getting scared. And it had the reverse effect. It made him actually less scared of the balls. And Nico even started playing fetch with me, which I didn't really think cats actually did. I thought that was more dogs. I let Nico mess around with the balls to see if maybe he would still get scared. And then something actually happened. Nico bit into the ball and he got terrified. But I don't know if that counts as being scared. Well guys, TikTok lied again. What do you guys think we should try next? I'm always looking for ways to stimulate my cats, and I found the coolest thing at Five Below. And I don't even know how catnip bubbles is possible, but Leo was scared of the bubbles. So I decided to try them with Nico, and at first he was scared too. But we kept playing with them because I wanted him to not be scared of bubbles, because I feel like he would have a lot of fun and it would really stimulate him. He was really hesitant to touch the bubbles because I didn't think he knew what they were. But once he realized they weren't a threat, he started swatting at them. And I'm really hoping that these bubbles can wear him out so I can get some sleep. I swear, every time the clock hits 3 a.m., Nico thinks it's time to get up and has the zoomies. I have another question. How the heck do you get catnip and bubbles? Either way, this was the cutest thing I ever saw and probably one of the best purchases I've ever made in my life. I don't know if your cat's supposed to do this, but Nico started eating the bubbles. So I'm really wondering if Nico has some sort of high after a while from eating the catnip bubbles. If he does, it might be pretty intense because he ate a lot of bubbles. I'm thinking about turning the cat's bathroom into an indoor swimming pool. And if we get 100,000 likes, I will do it.